Welcome to the wild world of Formula One, where speed isn't the only thing breaking records. Controversy is racing just as fast. Red Bull Racing, once seen as untouchable, now faces a storm of criticism from every angle. Whether it's team strategies, alleged technical tweaks, or the relentless pressure on their star driver, Max Verstappen, it seems everyone has something to say. But how did this top-tier team find itself under the microscope? And what is Verstappen doing to fight back against the noise? In this video, we'll break down the drama surrounding Red Bull, dive into the accusations, and uncover Max's fiery responses. If you want to know why the F1 world is buzzing, stick around, because this story is as gripping as the races themselves. After weeks of anticipation, Formula One is back, and all eyes are on the circuit of the Americas as the championship battle intensifies. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris are set to face off in a high-stakes race, with Norris needing to claw back a 52-point gap to stay in the title hunt. With sprint races on the horizon, the drama is far from over. Anything can still happen. The 2024 Formula One season has been anything but smooth for Max Verstappen and Red Bull. While they started off strong, dominating the first 10 races with 7 victories, their winning streak hit a wall. Red Bull's early season dominance faded, allowing their rivals to catch up and create an unexpected challenge in the Constructors' Championship. What seemed like a straightforward path to victory has turned into a tense battle for survival. But performance on the track isn't the only issue Red Bull is grappling with. Criticism has been coming from all sides, ranging from accusations of poor sportsmanship to questions about their technical practices. One of the biggest controversies revolves around a rumored asymmetrical braking system that allegedly gave Red Bull an advantage earlier in the season. After the supposed removal of this system, the team's performance noticeably dipped, fueling more speculation and scrutiny from competitors. McLaren, Red Bull's fiercest rival, has been particularly vocal. Zak Brown, McLaren's CEO, has made no secret of his disdain for how Red Bull operates, repeatedly calling out the team's ethics and professionalism. Before the summer break, Brown criticized what he saw as Red Bull's lack of respect on the track, specifically targeting Verstappen's aggressive driving. The tension between the teams escalated during the Austrian Grand Prix, where a collision between Verstappen and Norris brought these underlying rivalries to the surface. Zak Brown's criticisms didn't stop at the driver's conduct on the track. He's taken issue with Red Bull's overall approach, pointing fingers at how the team operates both strategically and ethically. Brown's comments became especially pointed after the Austrian Grand Prix, where he felt Verstappen's aggressive defending against Lando Norris crossed the line. Brown openly suggested that Red Bull's leadership might even encourage such behavior, creating a culture that lacks respect for rivals and regulations alike. Brown remarked in an interview, "It's disheartening to see such a prestigious team allow, and maybe even support, this kind of attitude. You can hear it in their radio communications during races. There's an attitude of bending the rules or disregarding them when it suits their agenda." This, according to Brown, extends beyond just driving tactics. It also encompasses how Red Bull has handled financial regulations, notably the cost cap breaches in previous seasons. The lack of accountability, as Brown sees it, speaks to a broader issue within Red Bull's organization. Yet this isn't just Brown's personal vendetta. His views reflect a growing sentiment in the F1 paddock, with several teams echoing concerns about Red Bull's approach to both racing and management. The overspending saga, which saw Red Bull exceed the cost cap in 2021, still lingers in the minds of many, and the way the team handled the fallout left a sour taste. Meanwhile, as these external criticisms pile up, Red Bull's internal struggles, such as key staff leaving and the questions surrounding their technical strategies, continue to mount. It's clear that while Red Bull once appeared invincible, the cracks are starting to show. Despite all the pressure and constant criticism, Max Verstappen has maintained his focus. In a recent interview with Motorsport.com, he addressed the rumors surrounding Red Bull's alleged use of an asymmetrical braking system. The accusations, which were never proven and denied by the FIA, left Verstappen baffled. He expressed frustration at how quickly people jump to conclusions without evidence, saying, "People always come up with strange ideas. It's really bizarre how some of these rumors start, but it's part of the sport, I guess." Verstappen went on to explain how he deals with the constant media scrutiny and the accusations thrown at him and his team. "I've been in Formula One for nearly a decade now, and I've learned not to waste my energy on every rumor or story that comes up. Sure, I hear things or someone tells me what's being said, but I don't pay much attention to it. People are entitled to their opinions. But it doesn't change what happens on the track." When it comes to the comments made by Zak Brown, Verstappen remains composed but firm. Although Brown has been relentless in his criticism, Verstappen believes that the focus should remain on the team's own performance rather than on what others are saying. People should focus on their own team. That's what I'm doing. Every time someone makes a comment, I don't get distracted. I know what we're doing at Red Bull, and that's all that matters. While Verstappen's calm demeanor may suggest he's unaffected, there's no denying that the constant criticism weighs heavily on both him and the team. The challenges off the track are as intense as those on it, with every race weekend carrying its own set of rumors and drama. Max Verstappen's response to the critics, particularly McLaren's Zak Brown, is clear focus on your own team. But while Verstappen's words seem calm, the heat around Red Bull isn't cooling off anytime soon. Brown has not been shy about going after Red Bull, criticizing everything from the team's operations to even questioning the leadership of team principal Christian Horner. In one interview, Brown reflected on their long history, saying, "I've known Christian for about 25-30 years. We used to race against each other, and while we used to get along, I believe in transparency. When you make a mistake, you own up to it. With Red Bull, I've never really seen that." Brown's comments on the 2021 cost cap breach were particularly sharp. He felt that Red Bull didn't show the necessary remorse after their overspending was revealed. "What bothered me most," Brown said, "wasn't just that they went over the cap, but the excuses that followed. Instead of saying we messed up, it felt like they were brushing it off. That goes against the integrity of the sport." These strong words weren't just aimed at Horner but also at the culture that Brown believes Red Bull has cultivated. To him, this culture fosters a lack of responsibility, whether it's on the track with aggressive driving or off the track with financial missteps. For many in the paddock, Brown's outspokenness echoes their own concerns, and it's not just limited to the cost cap incident. Red Bull's critics point to everything from Verstappen's driving style to the way the team operates as a whole. With multiple high-ranking team members leaving Red Bull recently, there's also speculation that the internal atmosphere might not be as strong as it once was. While Zak Brown has been the loudest voice, he is far from the only one raising concerns about Red Bull. The fallout from Red Bull's overspending in 2021 has left a lingering shadow over the team, with many in the paddock feeling that the punishment didn't match the severity of the breach. The criticism doesn't stop at finances, though Verstappen's aggressive driving style, which some see as bordering on reckless, has also been a frequent topic of discussion. To add to Red Bull's woes, several key figures within the organization have left in recent times, prompting questions about the team's stability. While Red Bull continues to deny that these departures have affected morale or performance, the outside world is watching closely. Rumors of an illegal braking system, although dismissed by the FIA, have further fueled speculation that the team might be operating on the edge of what's allowed. Max Verstappen, however, remains unfazed. As more accusations come to light, he continues to brush them aside. In response to Brown and others, Verstappen has stated that the focus should always be on performance, not on fueling rumors. "It's just noise," Verstappen said in a recent interview. "People are always going to talk. But at the end of the day, the results speak for themselves. I know what we're doing, and I'm not here to get involved in all that." Still, despite Verstappen's calm exterior, Red Bull can't afford to ignore the noise completely. With the team's form dipping recently, they are under more pressure than ever to find answers. Their rivals are closing in, and with the season heading towards its conclusion, Red Bull's dominance is no longer guaranteed. Despite the mounting pressure, Red Bull isn't backing down. The team is looking to turn things around with an upgrade that they believe could be a game changer. All eyes are on the new floor they plan to introduce at the upcoming race in Austin. This development is seen as a potential lifeline for Red Bull to regain their competitive edge and challenge McLaren, who have surged ahead in recent races. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, has been vocal about the team's plans. He remains confident that this upgrade will address the issues they've faced in recent weeks. In a recent interview, Horner hinted at a renewed sense of focus within the team. "We know what needs to be improved, and we've been working flat out on this new development. It's going to make a significant difference to the car's performance." While some are skeptical about how much of an impact this new floor can actually make, Red Bull is banking on it. However, they aren't just relying on technical fixes. Horner emphasized the importance of maintaining team morale and keeping a clear focus in these critical weeks leading up to the season's finale. Red Bull understands that their rivals, especially McLaren, won't be giving them any breathing room. As the F1 season races toward its climax, the stakes couldn't be higher for Red Bull. With 6 races left, including the highly anticipated Austin Grand Prix, the spotlight is squarely on them. Lando Norris and McLaren are still in the hunt, and Red Bull knows that any slip-up could be catastrophic for their championship hopes. The introduction of their new floor in Austin might be their last shot at regaining the edge they once had, but even that is far from a guarantee. Max Verstappen, despite all the criticism and rumors swirling around him and his team, remains laser-focused. His message has been consistent: ignore the noise, focus on results. He understands that the accusations, whether about his driving style or Red Bull's financial decisions, aren't going to fade anytime soon. But instead of getting caught up in the drama, Verstappen is doing what he does best, keeping his eyes on the prize. But for Red Bull, it's not just about the drivers. The team is banking on this final push to silence their critics and re-establish their dominance. McLaren, on the other hand, won't let this opportunity slip away easily. They've been steadily improving all season, and with Zak Brown's relentless pursuit of Red Bull's weaknesses, they've gained both confidence and momentum. As Christian Horner said earlier this week, it's going to be a battle to the very end. We've got the developments in place, and now it's about executing on the track. Whether Red Bull's upgrades will be enough to halt McLaren's charge remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure: this final stretch will define the entire season. So, what do you think? Will Red Bull find a way to claw back their lead, or are we about to witness a major upset with McLaren taking the crown? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily F1 updates.